I don't know if you guys are familiar with TDE. That is the former home label of Kendrick Lamar. TDE has been responsible for West Coast hip hop for the past few years, maybe the last decade, of the success that the West Coast have experienced. And the West Coast hasn't experienced that much success in the past few years. At one point, they were a dominant in hip hop, but you guys know hip hop is a revolving thing. One day it's New York, it's East Coast, then it goes to West Coast. In the South, we got it, and we ain't never let that bitch go. And I don't think we ever gonna let it go. But I would love to see New York get some type of air, because New York don't have no identity no longer. All right, we'll talk about another show. Listen, let's speak up. We're talking about TDE, the label. This is the biggest label on the West Coast. The label that's responsible for Kendrick Lamar. They're responsible for SZA. SZA. They're responsible for Ab-Soul. They're responsible for Schoolboy Q. All right, excuse me, pardon me. Schoolboy Q, and a list of other artists. Now, recently, a couple months ago, Kendrick Lamar announced that he was leaving TDE. Now, you know Kendrick Lamar is the cash cow for TDE. Punch is the CEO of that label, of TDE. He's the CEO of TDE. All right? Kendrick Lamar announced that he's leaving TDE. Now, shout out to Kendrick Lamar, because you experienced a lot of success. I wonder if this is all independent. I don't know who he's signed to right now. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comment section, right? But he might be independent, and it's superb. It's amazing that he's experiencing this success with the Drake beef. Because if he's independent, he's eating. He's eating. But this is about TDE, the label. So with the departure of Kendrick Lamar, there's people that were once relevant on TDE that we don't really see no longer. They kind of fell into the shadow. One of them being Schoolboy Q. Schoolboy Q, where you at? I don't see Schoolboy Q. I don't really see him. I don't see him doing any features. I barely see him on podcasts or even on social media, even though he was on Back on Fig. Shout out to T-Rail and Smack on Back on Fig. That's the only time I've seen, and you know he's Hoover. So they Hoover streets and they Hoover criminals and all that. So it's gang shit. But I haven't seen Schoolboy Q in a while. Ab-Soul is one of the most critically acclaimed rappers. People respect Ab-Soul's pen. Like Joe Budden said, he's biblically nice. You know what I mean? With that being said, we don't see too much from Ab-Soul no longer, right? That Rashad nigga, something Rashad, Isaiah Rashad. I don't know if you guys seen recently, there's a video of this man giving another man fellatio. So that's what's going on with TDE. Also, there's this new girl. Doechii, that's the girl that JT was featured on her song, I would believe, right? You guys, I'm pretty sure you guys will correct me in the comment section. She's dope. But she said some weird shit the other day. We'll get back to TDE, but I'm just telling you guys where TDE is at currently with their artists. There's something strange going on with TDE. First of all, that Rashad nigga, that Isaiah Rashad nigga, he got caught giving another man head. Fellatio. You got this Doechii girl that said that she dates men that are bisexual. Stuff like that scared me. It's a different time. We could speak about that on another podcast. I don't want to go too much into that, right? Because I think it's going to just take away from the whole conversation, because that's a conversation in itself. TDE currently as a label looks to be dissolving. Their cash cows have left. SZA has announced that she's leaving TDE. SZA unfollowed Punch, the CEO, and Punch, I guess he took off his, I don't know if it's the bio that he's managing SZA. he let people know that he's no longer managing SZA. And I think it's safe to assume SZA and Kendrick must be the top earners on TDE. So TDE just lost their two biggest artists. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comment section. They just lost their two biggest artists. There's nobody on TDE right now currently that's a strong runner-up besides that Doechii girl. And I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. I might be butchering her name, Doechii. Whatever. She did that song with JT once again. She's dope. Dating the bisexual men, that's a whole different conversation. As of her artistry, speaking of her artistry, she's fire. I see her selling a lot of records. I see her doing astronomical numbers. TDE as a label looks like they have dissolved. I don't know how far they're gonna go. I don't know what's gonna happen from here. I know at times they're gonna keep artists. That new girl, she's probably gonna stay signed to TDE no matter where the label's going. She's probably gonna remain signed to TDE, but don't quote me on that. But TDE has reached its rope's end. For those who don't know, TDE as a label is starting to reach its rope's end. Its biggest cash cows has left the label. Schoolboy Q doesn't put out enough projects, nor does he accumulate enough numbers, enough revenue to sustain that company at the level that it's at, or the level that it was, that Kendrick had it, SZA had him at. Ab-Soul, definitely, he sells less than Schoolboy Q. Isaiah Rashad, he's gone. That man was giving fellatio, he's gone. SZA left the label. Hold up, man. SZA gone. That's why we got to drop bombs soon. Kendrick's gone. Schoolboy Q got missing. Schoolboy Q, where you at? Ab-Soul, you dope, but you don't put out enough projects, and you're not visible enough. So your relevancy starts to fade away. Isaiah Rashad, they caught you doing something on video camera. They say in these times they're embracing people such as yourself, LGBTQ2C community, etc. You still missing. I don't know if you're embarrassed, uncomfortable. That's a touchy subject. But right now, you cannot be depended upon. Doechii, you're fire. I love you as an artist. The dating bisexual men thing, I'm not going to touch that right now. But I think it's highly unlikely. I think it's a small probability that TDE is going to formulate some big artists after you. It's still yet to be seen. And I pray that TDE proves me wrong. L.O.T.S Approved Media, Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 99. That part, hold up. You guys, we are one episode away from episode 100. Hold up. They ain't expect us to be here. Hold up. Listen, check this out, man. I am the incomparable, the author, imitator, cannot be duplicated, the one that took their style from. I go by the name of L.O.T.S Approved, all right? That's an acronym for Lord of the Streets, Leaders of the Streets, Learning off the Streets, Living off the Streets, all right? And this is powered by L.O.T.S Approved Media. I want to welcome everybody to the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 99. And if you guys didn't know, I'm considered the public enemy #1. And you rocking with the top op, that part. Thank you. You guys are far too kind. Now listen, once again, this is episode number 99. We're one episode away from episode 100.